All right, we live? We live? Freaking Amazon crashing the internet today. Got to make sure everything's working right. I think that minute intro video is enough time for people to get in the chat, say hi. Hello, Sissy May from Bama. Roll Tide. I don't care about sports. Unless it's fantasy football, and I'm destroying my fellow Badlanders in fantasy. Yeah. All right. No Kings. REEE, no Kings. Oh, my God. Man, sometimes I'm like, shoot, I want a king. I love Lord of the Rings. That's a great movie. I'd be fine with the king, because you know what happens when the king doesn't perform? The mob comes after him with pitchforks and Molotov cocktails and finds a new one. Off with their head. No, man, I was going to go to that whole No Kings protest thing this weekend. I think there was one in Boise at like the Capitol or something, but I'm not gonna bother. My ears would bleed. I would cringe myself to death. That would have been fun though. Would have been good content. That's what we live for, right? We live for the content. But I didn't worry about it because I've been really busy. Been super busy this weekend. Let me share with you a couple of things I have going on tomorrow that I've been prepping for a little bit now. Old State Saloon in Eagle, Idaho, for any of you Treasure Valley friends, Boise area friends. At the Old State Saloon, I will be doing a presentation at 7 p.m. That is Mountain Time. And they invited me to come to their bar to do a presentation about Q. Because I think I know a thing or two about it. I've only been following it and reporting on it for, oh my God, 8 years now? Q's 8th birthday is going to be next week. They grow up so fast. So if you're in the area, stop by the Old State, 7 p.m. If you're not in the area, this is what the Old State looks like. Freaking really cool place, man. And the owner of it, Mark, he's super based. He's not scared to have presentations about vaccines and Q and stolen elections and all kinds of super actually woke stuff. They took the word woke from us just like they took the rainbow flag from us, right? Actually woke stuff at his bar. If you can't be there in person, we will be streaming to pretty much everywhere I can get this streamed to. We're going to be streaming it to the Badlands channel. And I'll be streaming it here to YouTube and to Rumble. So, yeah, if you can't make it in person, if you're not in the area, in Boise, of course, you know. If you're over there in Alabama, you can be watching. Starts at 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, 9 Eastern. Probably lasts about an hour and a half. Not too long, but it's tough, though. I've been working on these slides because there's just so much in terms of the Q phenomenon for 8 years now. So many little stories you can dig into for, I mean, geez, could be talking about it for 8, 9, 10 hours, really, if I wanted to dive into every single little detail. But I'm doing my best to conglomerate it into just like 1 hour of hitting the main points for more of a unfamiliar audience, and it's tough, but I'm doing my best. Also, tomorrow, I will be recording with, shout out Sean, SGT. We'll be recording midday. I don't know how long it's going to take him to edit it, upload it, do all that jazz, make the thumbnail and everything, but sometime this week, I guess. It'll be uploaded. I don't know if I've ever been on SGT's show. If I was, it was back in 2018 or 2019. If I was ever on SGT Report, it was 6, 7, 8 years ago. But I'll be on this week, so good time. Shout out Sean. Shout out SGT. Good people. And then just want to remind you guys, in the description underneath this stream, got all my links. Literally allmylinks.com, because Linktree banned me. So you can find links to the supplements if you want to support, grab yourself a product. If you want to subscribe and get access to my exclusive Telegram chat, my only friends chat, Locals, Patreon, Subscribestar, or if you just want to put something in the tip jar, buy me a coffee, PayPal, crypto, etc. Go check out those links down below. Question: how long has it been since Q actually posted? I would say December 2020. December 2020, so effectively 5 years. I know there was a few posts in 2022, but those are debatable. Last time we know of, December 2020. Rumble chat, Fast Wheel says 8 years, nothing came of Q. You sure about that? You sure about that? I would disagree, because how many people were inspired to create podcasts, speak the truth, go out and demonstrate, even run for office, actually do things because of Q. All the time you hear, oh, Q is just a psyop to make people complacent and apathetic. I'm just like, you weren't there. You didn't see how many people it inspired. And I got some shills in the chat to ban. Hold on. I need to get some mods in here. Nothing came of it. I don't know. A lot of stuff's going down. A lot of stuff's happening. Good stuff. So it helped. It helped. And the story might not be done. So, but we can debate about that later. Let's get into today's stuff we're going to discuss. First off, Saboteurs of Peace. Both with peace efforts in the Middle East between Israel and Palestine, and peace efforts between the U.S. and Ukraine and Putin, basically. So over there in the Middle East, here's a tweet from Matt Gaetz. He says, Bibi is now actively sabotaging Trump's peace deal, and Trump knows it. I wouldn't disagree with that. Matt Gaetz isn't scared to question certain countries that you're called anti-symmetrical for questioning. This reporter here, who is Ryan Grimm from Drop Site News, okay, he says, soon after the explosion in Rafah, I'm told by a source familiar, the White House and Pentagon knew that the incident was caused by an Israeli settler bulldozer running over unexploded ordnance, contradicting Netanyahu's claim that Hamas had popped up from tunnels. After Netanyahu said he was blocking all aid from entering Gaza in response and unleashed a bombing campaign, the Trump administration conveyed to Israel that they know what happened. Netanyahu then announced he would reopen the crossings in a few hours. No, I don't think Trump is owned by the Zionists. I think Trump is walking a real fine line in trying to create these peace deals and to protect innocent people in all the countries. Meanwhile, dealing with the corrupt elements in all these countries, the corrupt elements in Israel's government, even the corrupt elements in Palestine and everywhere else. So he's walking a very fine line in dealing with the Zionists. You know, sometimes he has to act like he's making nice with them and be friends with them. I don't think certain elements in Israel actually want this peace deal. But Trump is really trying to force it, right?
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Right. So are some false flags being waged, so Israel has justification to continue their bombing campaign and begging for aid. And by aid, I mean bombs and money sent to them. Maybe. That's what Matt Gaetz thinks. And I might might believe him. Israel responds to the Hamas ceasefire violation with precision strikes. One thing about the Gateway Pundit, I do love them, but they still seem a little diet woke when it comes to religious matters. You know, kind of the whole fundamentalist boomer mentality of, I call myself a Christian, that means I must support Israel because my interpretation of the ancient book says so. I like you, Gateway Pundit, but sometimes, sometimes I don't agree. You go down to the comments, though. Comments are lighting them up. Who benefits from the broken ceasefire? Now Israel has their excuse. Bibi never wanted the peace. He was pressured by Trump. Now they're trying to drag us into this mess more. Just watch. Absolutely correct. Yeah, at least the comments get it. And at least the Gateway Pundit doesn't ban comments and leaves them up. I'll give him that. But it is what it is. No media organization is going to get things 100% right. It's all about their honesty, but someone can still be honest and promote misinformation. They just don't know any better. We've all done it. We all do it. But, you can like someone and not agree. Now, if they're knowingly bullshitting you, that's another conversation. Let's get into saboteurs with the peace between Ukraine and Putin and Trump. Trump, of course, is apparently going to meet with Putin in... Oh, man, I forgot where. Gosh, chat. Where are they meeting? Is it Hungary, I want to say? Somewhere over there in Europe, Eastern Europe. Trump and Putin are going to be meeting soon. So, Politico, big surprise.
You are fake news.
What did Politico say? They claimed Russian leader Putin should be blocked from taking part in high-stakes negotiations designed to freeze the war in Ukraine. One of Europe's top diplomats warned after Trump touted Hungary as a host country. Wait, what? Putin should not be in these talks about the peace regarding his own country.
What?
And then Kirill, our boy Kirill, man. What is he, the head of Russia's sovereign wealth fund? Special envoy to Putin for investment and economic cooperation. This guy's not talked about in the mainstream, hardly at all, but he seems like a pretty important dude. I believe he's from Russia, but then when he was young, he went to study here in the States and then went back to Russia and got into business. And now it's like he's almost the back channel, or he's an important go-between with Russia and the U.S. And this guy's been posting, speaking of Q, a bunch of Q-related stuff recently. So he seems pretty based, pretty important, pretty notable individual to follow. He said, "Why do these deep state clowns keep trying to sabotage U.S.-Russia dialogue? And why do they try to provoke the bear? Provoke Russia?" Just think about what this clown said. Putin should be blocked from taking part in negotiations designed to freeze the war. Just again.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Make it make sense. Yes, chat, make it make sense. It only makes sense if you don't think about it, because you're not supposed to think about it. You're just supposed to regurgitate what they tell you. Like a good little lemming, a good little useless eater. Sit down, shut up, watch the TV, drink the fluoride, take your shots, and Go out and protest. No kings. No kings. Let's see. All right. Yeah, Q&A at the end of the show. If you got something super important, let me know then. But let me continue here. Although I do monitor the chat while I rant, so if you have any info that I missed or something I said wrong, let me know. More than happy to correct myself on air. Otherwise, we'll shoot the shit for a little bit at the end, but I do have to log off and go watch my Mariners. Hopefully not lose my Seattle Marijuanas. Let's see. UK banks. Yo, this one's crazy. Not only are they trying to roll out the digital ID over in the UK. Speaking of no kings, why aren't they protesting Britain? Why do they protest Trump? Why aren't they protesting the country that has a king and is doing some serious Orwellian shit right now? Digital ID. Only a matter of time before the UK rolls out their mandatory microchips. Put it in your arm. Or shoot, at this rate, they'll just try to stick it in their foreheads. Right when the baby pops out, microchip in the forehead. Got to do it to save democracy or whatever. UK banks start monitoring carbon footprint of what you buy. NatWest has updated their banking app so it will now monitor your carbon footprint based on what you purchased. Eating out 14 transactions, 41 kilograms of CO2. Shopping. This is how much CO2 you did shopping, I guess. Not only are they tracking literally everything that gets transacted to your card, but they're attaching that to the alleged amount of CO2. Another thing it's only a matter of time to. This is how long you've lived. This is our calculation as to how many breaths you take and farts you farted. And here is your CO2 footprint for just existing, so pay us money. We're going to tax your breathing. Because my climate change. Hey, that is a good use of the chat. Let me know the score. Seattle's up 1-0. Nice. Thank you. And I have to go watch the Seahawks game too because I have a couple guys on their team, and I'm facing John this week for fantasy. So get wrecked, John. If I win, I'm gonna claim that I'm a co-founder of Badlands. Just so you know. And I might sue you. All right. Friggin'. Sorry. I'm kind of mind blown over this whole CO2 footprint thing attached to your banking app. Yeah, the UK is going insane. I don't want to say it's a lost cause because I try to be optimistic, but they've got a lot of work to do. Germany has got some work to do too, but at least in Germany and Italy, it seems like the opposition parties are growing in popularity and power. I don't know about the UK. But at least in Italy, we've got that prime minister lady. She seems pretty based. And she loves her some Elon, right? And then in Germany, we've got the opposition party AfD that's growing in power, hence why we've got these attacks against the AfD. Germany's war on satire. An AfD member of the parliament was fined 11,000 European shekels, euro dollars, for a meme, while a leftist German magazine is celebrated after it depicts Trump giving a Hitler salute. So there is your German magazine that is fine, is circulated, And there is our meme that the member of parliament shared. Satire. Showing European politicians just happen to have their arm at the bad angle. Right? Arm straight up. Safe, you're asking a question. Bad angle, bad angle. Nah, that's acceptable. Arm down, you're probably petting a dog or something, but bad angle, asking a question. You know what I mean. Elon definitely knows what I mean. He found that out the hard way. Also in Germany, maybe Germany is worse off than I thought. State security is investigating the hoisting of a German flag in a small municipality. The mayor suspects it's a far-right move. You are a far-right extremist conspiracy theorist for raising the flag of your country. How dare you put up a piece of fabric that has yellow, red, and black on it? We will now investigate you. Germany, you're not doing so hot to undo the, baggage around your country. One more thing on international stuff. The UN, official UN Women account. UN Women is the United Nations entity for gender equality and women's empowerment. I'll say that again. UN Women is the United Nations entity for gender equality and women's empowerment. Here they are promoting ideologies that aren't exactly for women's equality and empowerment. They tweeted, with active conflicts at its highest level since 1946, the role of women in peace building is more important than ever. UN Women is uplifting women's leadership to realize a peaceful world. Isn't that one branch of a religion that forces women to cover up their face and their bodies and not vote and all that jazz? Can't go to school. I don't know their exact laws, but it's not exactly equal or inclusive. Comments roasted them. I thought they had a community note on this, but it's not showing up on my page. Good job, UN. All right, Amazon giving the internet a very bad day. Massive Amazon web server outage takes down just a load of apps and websites. So the AWS, the Amazon web server, is a little known, basically backbone of the internet. I don't know exactly how much internet traffic runs on Amazon cloud services or the Amazon web service, but a lot, like at least 50% of it. And a lot of apps run on it. If you remember right after the 2020 election when a bunch of us got banned on Twitter and Facebook and et cetera, so we were migrating to alternative platforms, and Parler was one of those platforms we migrated to. But the issue with Parler is that Parler's app was built on Amazon's web service, their cloud computing service. So Parler, it was very easy for them to take Parler offline. I believe Amazon just cut their services to Parler and basically nuked Parler out of existence. And then we were all desperate for another platform to migrate to, so we went to Getter for a hot minute, but Getter was Getter. So we kind of landed on Telegram, and Telegram was okay. And OBS is telling me I'm getting dropped frames, so Amazon might still be having some freaking problems. I don't know. But there's a lot. There's a lot of apps that run on Amazon services. Snapchat, Fortnite, Facebook, Coinbase, AI, AT&T, Apple, Adobe, Canva. I was having some problems with Canva today. I was trying to log into GoDaddy. I couldn't at all. And I was getting all frustrated and then realized, oh, it's probably freaking Amazon. I was trying to use ShipStation today. Couldn't. It's freaking Starbucks. A lot of businesses run their stuff on Amazon too. So, yeah, that kind of woke people up today to realize how centralized the internet is. What was this the product of Amazon's huge government contract? I mean, Amazon, I'm sure, has had many big government contracts over the years. But are you talking about the 2013 government contract? Because I know Amazon got $600 million from the CIA in 2013 to further develop their cloud computing services, like exactly this that went down. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but one of the products from that big government contract in 2013 was Amazon buying WAPO. Right after Amazon got $600 million from the CIA, a couple months later, they spent $300 million of that to buy the Washington Post. Hence why the Washington Post is basically a CIA mouthpiece these days. But yes, internet quite fragile. Decentralization quite important. And I guess Amazon had a couple data centers that had problems, one on the West Coast and one on the East Coast. And problems might still be going on, so I don't know. Because OBS is telling me that I'm dropping a lot of frames. My internet could be trash right now, which would upset me because I'm paying for a gig. Okay. No kings. No kings. Time for no kings.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
I wish the government would just ban itself.
This is probably my favorite data point from the whole no kings nonsense over the weekend. Some clown boys on the interwebs promoted this video as if it was the No Kings protest. MSNBC itself. Hold on, I got to bring in the audio. This is a clip from MSNBC.
Look at this. Millions of people across the country marching as we speak against the policies of President Trump. This is Boston. Look at that. We'll continue to follow these rallies throughout the day here on MSNBC.
I may be a white boy, but I'm not stupid.
Look at this. This is Boston. Is it, though? You sure about that? Because that's the 2017 Boston protest that topped out at about 40,000 attendees, not the 2025 No Kings event. The narration is from a 2017 MSNBC broadcast. How many? Hold on. Democratic Wins Media posted this. Oh, 750,000 followers. They only got 5 million views on this fake video. Analysts are calling this the biggest protests in American history.
Wrong.
Gotcha, bitch.
No. 2017. 40,000 people. Biggest protest ever? I mean, you get more people than that at a sports ball game. Yeah. And let us not forget, George Soros money is funding this No Kings nonsense. In 2023, George Soros' foundation issued a 2-year grant of $3 million to the Indivisible organization called Indivisible. The grant was to support the grantee's social welfare activities. Indivisible is managing data and communications with participants for the No Kings protests that will be taking place across the country. So our buddy Jorge here, Jorge Soros, is, yes, in part straight up funding all of these absolute like garbage humans. Like this. A child out here, probably a, what is he, 12-year-old, 13-year-old? Look at homeboy.
What the hell?
It's real nice there. They're laughing. They're having a good time. That's what we do. We're non-violent. We're peacefully Ooh, I gotta watch this chick here. One more time. One more time. Sorry, this button's getting a lot of use tonight. I mean, look at the bright side. These people aren't going to procreate that much because they can barely tell what kind of genitals are for men or women. They're heavily vaccinated. Their genes are screwed up. Their bodies are toxic, probably infertile. They're scared to have kids because Orange Man bad, so give it a generation or two. It's patience. Patience. Here's a few more. No King's Marcher in Seattle tells me he will kill Stephen Miller if he has a chance.
Who are you gonna kill?
Nazis.
Who do you define as a Nazi?
What do you mean? It's pretty.
In this context, who's a Nazi?
Stephen Miller's a Nazi.
So you're gonna kill Stephen Miller?
If I had a chance, yeah, I would.
I don't know.
Who are you gonna kill?
Nazis. I'm gonna kill Nazis.
Oh, yeah? I got more testosterone in one hair on my left nutsack than this thing does in they-them's whole body. That's beautiful. That's kind of one reason I want the Mariners to win the whole World Series is that get invited to the White House. They accept the invitation. Mariners go to the White House. Whole city of Seattle is just going to melt down. I want to see that so bad. Oh, and you're telling me it's tied at 1. Top of the second. Come on. Come on, Mariners. Win the World Series. Go to the White House. Trigger the shit out of people like this. I want it. I want it. Accountant in North Carolina arrested after shooting. When I first read that, I thought it said shitting. Accountant arrested for shitting at a MAGA supporter. Nope, shooting. I don't know why you need to edit stuff. Okay, quick rant. Sorry, tangent here. I'm sick of the pussification of our language. People are scared to either say or even write words like shooting and killing and murder and suicide and rape and these things on the internet because, why, engagement? You worried about the algorithm shadow banning you? Or are you worried about people's fifis? Like, this is the reality of our world. You dehumanize and diminish the impact of these ideas when you try to pussify our language. Either edit it, censor it, or when you try to change the words. Instead of murder, you say unalived. Instead of suicide, people say self-delete. Or grape instead of rape. No, you pussy, say it. So people feel the emotional impact and the reality of these things, and we can deal with them. Trying to water it down so you can turn a blind eye and don't deal with the emotions of it doesn't help get rid of it as much as dealing with the fucking shit, okay? Anyway, accountant arrested after shooting at a MAGA supporter who had a Trump flag in his yard. Homeboy Benji, 38, accused of firing shots. He was driving along, saw a Trump sign, got triggered, tore the sign down, just shot into the air from his car as he drove off. Oh no. This piece of fabric upset me. I will now shoot a pistol out of my moonroof. Is that a Glock? I'm going to shoot my Glock. What's even the point of that? Now you're on camera. Now you're probably getting a felony. Good job, bro. Good job. One more Chicago protester who called to shoot ICE agents has been identified as a staff member at a frickin' college. You got a college professor here? Some kind of staff member?
You gotta grab a gun. We gotta turn around the guns on this fascist system. These ICE agents gotta get shot and wiped out. The state machinery, that's a full display right there, has to get wiped out.
Bro, you live in Chicago. Good luck finding a gun. I take that back. Your homie behind you probably has a Glock with a switch on it. Yeah. That's How many meds do you think this guy's on? Like, how many pounds of collective medication, mental health medication, do you think were in the pockets of people at these No Kings protests? A lot. A lot. Tap water goblins. That's what they are. And a little bit of trolling. They do a little trolling. Trump trolling. He posted this video to Truth Social. Figuratively shitting on the protesters. Just troll video. Like, imagine getting shit on by an F-18. AI Harry. I love AI sometimes. Oh, and some reporter thought it was a big problem today, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Speaker Johnson, you say that the Democrats had a Hate America rally, but what does it say that the President of the United States over the weekend released a video of him pooping on the American people?
The President uses social media to make a point.
What does it say that the President over the weekend released a video of him pooping on the American people? No, sir, that was not the American people. That was Harry Sisson. That was specifically the retarded protesters. So, not the American people. We're talking like 0.0001% of them and Harry Sisson, who deserves some dookie on his head. Oh, and I guess the White House is on Blue Sky now. Talk about triggering.
My fellow Americans, our movement is far from over. In fact, our fight has only just begun. We are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. So
remember, Blue Sky is the basically liberal Twitter. And after Elon bought Twitter, Blue Sky launched, I guess, and they all ran over there. So the White House actually started an account on Blue Sky. And let's see, where's our posts here of the reactions on Blue Sky? Let's check in on them. Where'd they go? I thought I had some comments. There it is. Die. Go away. You're not welcome here, you fascists. You know, very Very accepting. JD Vance posting some videos over there too. AI King videos. Funny. All right, let's go through the last few things here. Appeals court smacks down a judge, allows Trump to deploy National Guard troops to Portland. Looks like the NG going to soon be in the Willamette Valley there. I guess some stuff is still going on. I haven't seen videos from Portland in a while, so I was wondering if it kind of died down there, but this was on Saturday. And you can see somehow these basement dwellers are making some kind of money to be out there every night. Don't know what jobs they have, don't know what they do with their life, but this is what they do apparently. Out protesting. Won't be doing that soon, I suppose. O'Keefe. James O'Keefe out here, got a new hidden camera in probably his best disguise yet. I don't know how dumb you have to be not to realize that's James O'Keefe at this point. Let's see. He's got a private contracting firm on camera admitting to violating law, using minority-owned status as a front to obtain hundreds of millions of dollars in no-bid government contracts while outsourcing 80% of the work. You hear from some people on the political spectrum that we need to raise taxes, tax the rich. That's how we're going to reduce the debt and fund everything. I don't know, tax the rich. It's like, you idiot. You idiot. We don't need more taxes. We just need to figure out where the money actually goes and make sure it's not wasted. We could fund everything and more with less money, with much less money. In fact, we could fund everything we need with no taxes. No taxes. Do it with tariffs. I'm okay with the sales tax, a consumption tax, but we could get rid of all income tax and fund everything just fine. Getting rid of what? The fraud, waste, and abuse, right? But these idiots think we need to tax the rich. No, we don't need to tax anybody. Supreme Court will soon consider whether people who regularly smoke pot can legally own guns. Interesting. This one's a doozy. They should be able to. Non-violent, non-felony. It looks like the case... Let's see. Hold on, I want details on the case. Apparently there was a guy who, let's see, he was trying to buy a gun, and then he admitted, he was just being honest, and he admitted that he was a regular user of pot, I believe on his firearm application. Oh, never mind. Different story. Different story. But still, if you're a non-violent, if you're a non-felon, you should be able to have these things called freedoms and own a firearm. Even if you, I mean, what's the difference with alcohol? I would much rather not be around somebody who abuses alcohol and drinks a lot. Oh, but they can legally own guns, even if they're a violent alcoholic. Ah, yeah, pot smoker over here. He can't. It's ridiculous. Trump will soon reclassify marijuana from a Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3 and decriminalize it. And left-wingers and right-wingers out there will both have their minds blown and get triggered by it. Left-wingers will say, oh my God, Trump did something I like. How dare I can't support him? And the right-winger, the crusty fundamentalist conservatives out there will think, oh my God, no, weed is literally the most dangerous drug ever. Trump, no, Orange Man bad. It'll be funny. I'll enjoy it. Supreme Court, we'll see what they do. Will consider whether people who regularly smoke pot can legally own guns. Define regularly as well. It's a very subjective thing. What do you mean by regularly? Once a day, once a week, once a month? What is regularly? Are they going to start drug testing people who want to buy a gun now? Not only do you have to pass an FBI background check, but got to take a drug test too, just to buy the firearm. It's just like comment says. Pretty sure someone stoned out of their mind isn't getting off the couch to shoot a gun. No, they're getting off the couch to go get some potato chips or something. And yet, alcohol. Just so many of the anti-cannabis arguments are hypocritical because you just start asking them about alcohol or nicotine, and they do mental gymnastics to make themselves sound smart and logical. The Idaho Medical Freedom Act. On to health freedom here. Maha News. The Idaho Medical Freedom Act makes it illegal to require anyone to take a vaccine or receive medical intervention. Leslie Manukian, the activist behind the law, hopes to make it a societal norm for the rest of the country. They want to make vaccine mandates illegal, which I think did Florida already do, or are they voting on it? So it looks like Idaho and Florida are in a race, because I don't know if Florida already passed this. I know the Surgeon General in Florida was talking about this, but I don't know if, did he institute that, or is it something they have to vote on? I don't know. But it looks like Idaho and Florida are in a race to be the first state to ban vaccine mandates, which is awesome. A bunch of clowns are triggered by it. It's great. Go Idaho. Although, one thing I do not like Idaho about is they are pretty much the strictest state in the country with cannabis laws. They're very dumb and regressive when it comes to cannabis. Worst state in the country for that. But at least Idaho gets it when it comes to medical freedom. So can't win them all, I guess. And last subject here. I just saw this article perusing through the Gateway Pundit, and I got some thoughts on it. The supplement company refusing to submit to the FDA's war on alternative medicine. I don't know. If I were to look at this guy, I wouldn't think supplement company owner, but let's see. This is Jared Wheat of High Tech Pharmaceuticals, Inc. And the FDA is coming down on high-tech pharmaceuticals. They had millions of dollars worth of supplements seized by U.S. Marshals and lawfare going on against the company. This was under the Biden administration, apparently, okay? So apparently this was a couple of years ago, but FDA came down hard on high-tech pharmaceuticals because of DMAA. DMAA is a popular workout supplement used by millions. The FDA claims it's inorganic and its usage can result in health complications and death, but Wheat disputes their claim that his products cause any health problems. All right, first of all, back to my thoughts on the Gateway Pundit here. I don't know if they do much research for their journalism sometimes or just repeat what they see elsewhere. DMAA is not used by millions. It's not used by that many people. It used to be found in a lot of pre-workout supplements back in the day. We're talking 15 years ago. The original Jack 3D and some other pre-workouts. I used to use a lot of pre-workouts that had dimethylalamine in it. That's what DMAA stands for. Dimethylalamine. Something like that. It's actually it's just a few molecules away from a methamphetamine. It is pretty heavy duty stuff, I'll be honest. It's not used by millions. It's been taken out of most pre-workouts because of the FDA. But I mean, honestly, I think it should be legal because freedom. But at the same time, we shouldn't be touting it as naturally occurring within geraniums and all this stuff like it's so great. It is, I would work out. I would work from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. So I would work a 10-hour day, and then I would usually work out after work because the gym closed at 10. So I could get off at 8, close the shop, get to the gym by 8:30, and I'd have an hour and a half to work out. And I would take a scoop of a pre-workout that had DMAA in it. And, oh, man, I'd be going to town. And then I'd be up till probably 2 or 3 in the morning, just wired, finally get to bed, wake up at 7, 8 o'clock, do it again. And another thing about high-tech pharmaceuticals is they sell a lot of designer steroids. I'm pretty familiar with high-tech pharmaceuticals. They sell a lot of designer steroids, so that's why the FDA is coming down on them too. Which I don't know. Again, freedom. Somebody wants to take a designer steroid for whatever reason, I say let them. But there needs to be informed consent around these things. So, talk about the risks, talk about what it does. Don't just say this DMAA pre-workout will give you a bunch of energy and it's great for you. Or don't just say this designer steroid pill will put 20 pounds of muscle on in a month and it's totally safe. No. Like I've played around with pro hormones. I've taken pre-workouts with DMAA in them. I felt great, gained a lot of muscle, had a lot of energy, but there is side effects from these things. You got to be honest when you sell them and talk about them. And, is what it is. But, yeah, man, I do miss pre-workouts with DMAA in them. Actually, I have found some these days. I've found a few. But I'm a lot more sensitive than I used to be. I mean, I used to pound caffeine in my 20s and built up quite a tolerance. These days, I've cut down on a lot of it, so when I use pre-workout, I do like a third of a scoop. That's all I need. Tiny bit. Sometimes I don't even use pre-workout. Ephedrine was your go-to in high school. Yeah. Dude, you remember Red Lines? Do you remember Red Line drinks? I don't think those had ephedrine in it, but oh man. I loved Red Lines. My 20s were fun. I'd mix Red Line and vodka and then get on the ferry and take the ferry over to Seattle. And I had a buddy that was a DJ at a nightclub. I'd like get off at work, catch the 9 p.m. ferry over to Seattle, drinking Red Line and vodka, and then go have fun. Take the 1:30 or 2 o'clock ferry back home. Good times. Jolt Cola. I don't think I remember. Jolt Cola doesn't sound familiar. No, that might have been before my time. These were, let me show you what Red Lines are. Once you see the bottle, you might recognize it. These were Red Lines. They used to be sold in super supplement stores, and we sold them at the shops I used to work at 15 years ago. Oh my God. These things were great. The same company that makes these, now they make Bang energy drinks, but I can't stand Bangs. I think Monster actually bought out Bang energy drinks. I don't like them. They're nasty. But Red Lines were awesome. They discontinued them 3 or 4 years ago. Jolt? Nah, there was another drink that was in a little can. It was like a black can that was pretty heavy duty. Must have had some kind of ephedrine derivative or something in it. My YouTube chat's not feeding. I wonder if the stream cut. Yeah, it's weird. Or it might be Restream. I wonder if Restream... It could be an Amazon thing. I bet Restream uses Amazon's web service. Let me check my account here. Feed's going through. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let me pop out the chat again. Let's try this. All right, guys. We'll cut that. Yep, I missed the YouTube chat just didn't populate, so there we go. We're good now. We're back up, guys. What up, YouTube? Sorry, friends. We'll blame Amazon for that one. Let me bring in some music for the Q&A here. I gotta make sure it is... Well, I'm not even monetized on YouTube, so I don't care about copyright. Yo, what up, guys? YouTube chat too real, broke the Matrix. Yeah, it did. Jolt was big in the 80s. No, I remember Four Loko. I'm not too young to remember Four Loko, man. I drank quite a bit of Four Loko in college. I'm probably too young for Jolt, but definitely not Four Loko. Nope. I had some good nights on Four Loko. Or bad nights. I'm going to scroll through some of these YouTube comments and catch up. Just because you like to get high doesn't mean it's good for you. You can smoke weed, just be honest about the dangers and detriments. I am. Absolutely. There are definitely... I mean... Anything we're talking about here, whether it's an energy drink, an alcoholic drink, pot, freaking designer steroid, DMAA, whatever it is, supplement, herb, quote-unquote drug. I hate that word, drug. Whatever it is, whatever compound, chemical you're choosing to ingest or smoke or drink, put in your body, they're all tools to achieve an effect. And the question is why? Why are you drinking the thing or smoking the thing or ingesting the thing? Are you aware of what it's doing to you? And what is your why? What is your purpose for doing it? You know, if you smoke a couple times a month, once a week, just to take a little edge off or help you sleep, help you eat, something like that. Smoke a little bit of pot, that's fine. You know, that is... You're using it with a purpose, positive purpose. You're aware of what you're doing. All right. But if you're smoking every single day 3 times a day because you got a bunch of problems in your life and you don't want to deal with those problems and you're just using pot as an escape and you're smoking so much that you're getting memory loss and it's making you unproductive and you're starting to get a little freaking paranoid smoking it, nope. You're addicted. So there's definitely... you know, you can die from drinking too much water. If you drink too much water in one sitting, you can die from it. The detriment is dependent on the dose, or the toxicity is dependent on the dose of anything. Coffee. Drink a little bit of coffee in the morning just to wake you up. Maybe help you take a shit, get that bile moving. Totally fine. But are you slamming 2 pots of coffee a day and getting adrenal fatigue? And dehydrated from it? Alcohol. You know, can you not feel okay unless you have a beer to end your day? You're drinking booze every single day just to cool off a little bit at night. You might have problems. Still addicted to cigarettes and coffee. even with nicotine, with tobacco, right? 1 or 2 cigarettes a day, I think's fine. As long as you make sure they're pure. Some organic American spirits or something, not the Marlboros, not the cigarettes with a bunch of shit added to them, but 1 or 2 a day, that's fine. Now, if it's a pack a day and you can't get through 60 minutes of working without needing to take a smoke break, that might be a little much. I'm a nicotine enjoyer. I'm a coffee enjoyer. I drink about 4 ounces of coffee a day. Half a cup. Not much at all. Not much at all. I just can't handle that much. I start getting dehydrated. If I go to a coffee shop, I will get a 16-ounce black Americano on ice with 3 shots of espresso. And I'm very aware of my caffeine intake. I know each shot of espresso is approximately 75 milligrams of caffeine. So it's about 200 to 225 milligrams of caffeine in that whole drink. But I'm notorious for only drinking about half of my drinks. So I'm really only probably drinking 1.5 shots, maybe 2 shots tops of espresso. So not much. I know 1 cup of a brewed coffee, depending how dark it is and how strong you brew it, 120 milligrams caffeine maybe. For some reason, I just can never finish my coffees. But I need at least a little bit. They say coffee is good for you now, as with tobacco. What happened? I don't know. People just don't watch the news anymore. They don't believe the medical authorities. But even then, it depends. Nothing is all good or all bad. It depends. That's the lesson here. It depends. $400 milligrams of caffeine a day. I'm probably about 300. Yeah, I'm probably sitting around 300. Yeah, 300, 400 milligrams a day tops. Tops for me. Yep, I agree, Mary. The pot they're growing these days is way too strong. Way too strong. In a lot of pot shops you go into, you can find, if you ask the, what do they call them, bud tenders? If you ask them for a 1-to-1 CBD to THC flower, they can probably find you one that's like 10% THC, like a lot lower. But some of those flowers go up to 25, 30%, which is way too strong in my opinion. It's like going to the booze store and you're like, I want beer. But these beer manufacturers keep making it stronger and ends up being 60, 70 proof beer. You're like, no, I just want to drink one that's like 5% ABV. Well, this is all the beer we have. It's 30% ABV. I drank a lot of alcohol in my 20s. You know, college days, early mid-20s. I think I just got it out of my system. I was sick of feeling like shit, taking a few days to recover, screwing up my immune system. It just doesn't do anything for me anymore. I just don't enjoy alcohol. It's not a thing for me. I splurge once every 3 months. Speaking of which, I only drink at the Badlands Media GART events. I guess I used to sip on a little bourbon when I did the Clickbait of the Week streams. That was pretty fun. Only did that a couple times. But these days, I only drink at a Badlands Media GART conference, so once every 3 months. And we're doing our next one in Cocoa Beach. We'll be in Cocoa Beach in like 3 weeks, 2.5, 3 weeks. So, if you want to watch me get a little lit. Thing is, I get squirrely. I get really squirrely when I start drinking. And I start talking shit and doing dumb things. Might be another reason why I don't drink alcohol. I don't do illegal things and get my ass kicked and act a fool or anything, but I just I shit stir. I take the shit stirring to another level. I get loud. Get real loud too. So it's tough at the GARTs though, because I don't like to drink before on a night when I have to speak the next day. So I better tell John to only have me speak Friday or Saturday. That way Saturday night I can have some fun, and then I got nothing to do Sunday. Alcohol in large doses might invite negative entities, hence the term spirits. Yeah, I've seen that meme. I've seen that claim a million times. I don't know if I really vibe with that one. Tobacco has been used as a medicine for thousands of years. It has. All these plants. Cannabis was used for thousands of years. It's just humans and crony capitalism got involved, and then we needed to hybridize the shit out of these plants to make them stronger and stronger so people would get addicted to them. Then we needed to add a bunch of pesticides and chemicals to the manufacturing process so we could make more and sell it and make it cheaper to manufacture and yada yada yada. So same thing with food. Thank you, Steve, on Rumble. Appreciate me being supportive to the community. I'm doing what I feel like I should be doing. Got all the chats up, talking to you guys. It's fun stuff. We'll go for another about 5 minutes, and then I gotta go meet my dad to watch these Seattle Marijuanas. How they doing? Chat, how are the Mariners doing? The number one controlling chemical to humans is sugar. Yeah, some would agree. I would also say these days, screens, electronic devices, the dopamine we get from scrolling. I find it hits me. You know, I'll be working hard for an hour or two, and I just want to sit down and take a break. And then I sit there for a sec, and I find myself just opening up Instagram and scrolling the feed. And then after a couple minutes, I just feel myself getting sucked into it and wasting time, and I can feel the effect on my brain. I gotta snap myself out of it. Ugh.
What's going on? Baby,
I don't know, man. Gambling, if we're sitting here talking about sports and things people are addicted to, I think gambling is becoming a huge problem. I'm not a fan of these gambling apps, Polymarket and Kalshi, getting so huge and all this sports betting going on. It is destroying people, guys especially, because they're mainly the ones that do it. But yeah, man, gambling. I do not gamble on sports. I really don't gamble at all in general. I do enjoy blackjack, but I don't go out there and gamble and spend money on it. But yeah, sports gambling. And I don't get emotionally tied into this team or that team. I mean, I grew up around the Puget Sound in Washington, so yeah, I like to watch the Sea Chickens play football. I want to see the Mariners win, but if they lose, I don't get butthurt about it. It's not going to ruin my day. The sport I played growing up was soccer. Real football. So I might watch some highlights from Premier League games now and again. I don't sit there and waste 5 to 10 hours a week watching sports TV. I'll watch like a 5-minute highlight reel from a Manchester United game or something. That's about it. I appreciate sports because I like to see what the human body can do. I appreciate the feats of human athleticism. And I definitely like to play sports myself. But, meh. Emotionally, don't give a shit. Your friend started gambling with fake money on the app streamers promote. Now he makes his living gambling with the same app. Oof. Ballsy. You better be careful. What up, Cajun? My man. My man. What are these crowns on YouTube? Sorry, I'm kind of a YouTube noob. YouTube noob, I guess. I'm a noob again. Are these like top commenter badges or something? What is that? Oh, I guess it is. It's like a top commenter badge. Well, that's cool. You get XP on YouTube now? What is this, a game? Huh. Isn't that something? Top fans badges. Wow. YouTube's getting fancy. Ain't getting fancy. All right, guys, any last questions, comments, concerns, complaints? Let me know. Drop it in the chat. Next stream. Wednesday for sure. Be back here Wednesday evening. I'm going to shoot for some pilled streams over the next couple of days, but no guarantee because tomorrow I will be quite busy. I got to finish up that presentation. Record with SGT at noon. Old State Saloon at 7. Wednesday, though. Be back Wednesday for sure. Will Trump build the bridge from Alaska to Russia? I don't think they can do a bridge. They were talking about an oil pipeline, though. Well, when I say they, I mean that Kirill Dmitriev guy. Trump wasn't talking about the pipeline. But that Kirill Dmitriev, Sovereign Wealth Fund Special Envoy for Putin guy, talked about a pipeline over the Bering Strait. Do I think they're going to do it? Probably not. What we need to do is get nuclear, space-based solar power up and going. Did I talk about 3i/Atlas? No, I didn't. I'll look into that and talk about it on a Wednesday, though. I saw some comment asking about micro nukes. We'll chat about those things on Wednesday. Cool. All right, guys. I'm going to head out. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Remember tomorrow, Saloon Cast, Old State Saloon, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, if my math is mathing. This will be streaming everywhere. My pages, Badlands page, Old State Saloon pages. So, if I don't see you on Pilled in the morning, you can see me at night streaming from the Old State. Otherwise, I'll see you back here Wednesday. Supposedly Amazon Web Services restored now. That's what they said this morning, though. But I'm getting less dropped frames from OBS, so maybe they've got it fixed now. Who knows? Disgruntled employee took a piss in the breaker box at the data center. Something happened. All right, guys. See you tomorrow.